All right, we have another word problem here. This time we have a bake sale. Christine bakes cookies for the bake sale in 9 hours. So that's her individual rate. And then Christine and Emily together, when they bake, it takes them 4 hours because when you have two people helping each other, it takes less time. Unless you have a really bad helper, then it takes more time. But anyway, in this situation, we're assuming that they're both helpful friends. The question is here, how long would it take for Emily to bake the cookies if she did it on her own? So in this problem, we have a certain rate. And the rate is like how long it takes for you to do a certain amount of action. So for this, we have cookies baked per hour. Or since we're not counting the number of cookies baked, I'm just considering this the act of cookies baked or cookies being baked and how many hours did it take. So if that's the rate that we're looking at, we need to rewrite Christine in a certain rate, Christine and Emily in a certain rate, and then Emily at a certain rate. So let me uncover what I have here. Okay, so this is going to be Christine's rate. She is able to cook all the cookies, so just one, right? Cookies baked is just one, just going to be 1 unit. Over takes her 9 hours to do it. And then Emily, we don't know how many hours it's going to take her. That's what the question's asking, right? Right up here. But what we do know is this. When Christine and Emily bake together, it takes them 4 hours. So for them to cook one batch of cookies, it takes them 4 hours. And that way, everything here fits into this rate of cookies baked, which is just all the cookies being baked in a certain number of hours. And then we're going to be adding those two because if Christine's doing a certain amount of work at a certain rate and Emily's doing a certain amount of work at a certain rate, if we add them two together, they're going to have it done in a quicker amount of time. All right, let's go to the next part. So in order to solve this and figure out what x is equal to, we're going to need to figure out the common denominator. Because right now we have 9x and 4. So we can't just add these different fractions together unless they have a same denominator. So right here, this is going to be the common denominator. We have everything over 9x and 4. So when I combine them all together, I get 36x. So in order to combine these, they all need to have 36x on the bottom. So in order to get this to be 36x on the bottom, I'm going to need to multiply the bottom by x and 4. But if I multiply the bottom by that, I need to multiply the top by that. So it's going to be 1 over 9 times 4x times 4x. And then for 1 over x, I need to multiply it by 9 and 4. Same thing, top and bottom. So we'd have 1 over x times 9 times 4 times 9 times 4. That's going to be equal to 1 over 4. And this one is going to need to have x and 9 multiplied to it. So top and bottom, 9x, 9x. All right, and the new version of this is going to be 4x over 36x plus 36 over 36x is equal to 9x over 36x. Okay, and since they're all over the same thing, here's a little hint. You can just ignore the denominators. When we add everything all up together, we can just say this. 4x plus 36 is equal to 9x. Right, because if you were to add 4x divided by 36 by that divided by 36 is equal to that by 36, it's the same thing. Okay, so then let's isolate x. So minus 4x minus 4x. We're left with 36 is equal to 5x. So x is equal to 36 divided by 5. Okay. And if we were to write that as a decimal, that would be, the closest I can get that to is going to be 7. And then I get 1 remaining. So 1 divided by 5 is 0.5. So 7.2. Okay, what are our units? Down here, we're talking about hours, right? It was 9 hours for Christina to cook it. So then X is also representing hours. So 7.2 hours. Okay, and that's for Emily. Emily is going to take 7.2 hours to cook all those cookies on her own. Okay, so let's just double check if it makes it, see if this makes sense. If it takes Christine 9 hours to cook it, and her friend takes a certain amount of time, and when they both help, it's going to take 1/4. Emily takes 7.2, right? Which is faster than 9. So if they were to take the same amount of time, it would be 1/9 plus 1/9. Then let's just see if that is going to be faster than 1/4. So 1/9 is going to be equal to 2/9. And then the closest thing to 1/4 would be 2/8. So it looks like they did it faster. Because 2/8 is greater than 2/9. Maybe that part didn't make sense. Anyway, that's how you combine the different rates. You figure out what Christine's rate is, you add that to Emily's rate, and that's their combined rate. And then just to add all these fractions, you just need to figure out the common denominator. All right, cool. Let me know if that made sense. If you have any other problems that you'd like me to work out, especially word problems, put them in the comments below, and I'll see if I can answer them. All right, have a good day.